Welcome back to Darker Things. I'm your host, Duncan, and tonight we're diving into a case so chilly, so disturbing, will haunt your dream. Imagine a place where nightmares come to life, a place where the unimaginable becomes reality. This is the story of David Ray Parker, the Toy Box Killer. Viewer discretion is advised. This is not for the faint of heart. David Parker Ray didn't start as a monster. Born in Berlin, New Mexico in 1939. His childhood was anything but normal. Parker grew up in a household filled with turmoil and neglect. His father was an abusive alcoholic, and his mother abandoned the family, leaving young David to be raised by his strict disciplinarian grandfather. This toxic environment planted the seeds for what he would become. Parker's early signs of deviant behavior were evident. He was bullied in school, leading to deep-seated feelings of anger and resentment. Coupled with exposure to sadomasochistic pornography at a young age, Parker's mind began to twist dark ways. The combination of an abusive upbringing and these early influences set the stage for his descent into dark. As Parker grew older, his fantasies grew dark. His fascination with pain and control became an obsession. By the time he was an adult, Parker had meticulously planned a life of horror that would culminate in the creation of his infamous Toy Box. The socio-economic conditions of his life played a crucial role. Parker worked as a mechanic for the State Park Service, a job that gave him the privacy and means to build his torture chamber. His quiet demeanor, seemingly normal life, masked the monstrous plans he was brewing on the inside. The Toy Box was a soundproof trailer, hidden away in the remote deserts of New Mexico. Inside, Parker created a chamber of horrors filled with torture devices, medical instruments, and detailed diagrams for inflicting pain. He referred to this place as his Satan's Den. His methods were methodical and terrifying. He would abduct women, often with the help of accomplices, drug them, and take them to his torture chamber. There, he would subject them to unspeakable horrors, recording every detail of their suffering. Parker's meticulous planning included recordings he played for his victims, detailing what they would endure. The psychological torment was as horrific as the physical pain. It was a nightmare crafted by a truly twisted mind.
We both know what you've been brought here for. A lot of things. Your wrists and ankles are chained, and you're gagged, because you're not going to like the way I do it. You're going to be kept here, naked, and chained down. I'm going to use you for a sex slave. I'm sure that it goes without saying that you will not be given any opportunity to escape. If I thought that you knew enough to cause serious problems, you would not be turned loose. You would simply disappear.
Amid this darkness, two brave women emerged as beacons of hope. Cynthia Vigil was one of Parker's victims who managed to escape. Her story is one of resilience and courage. Captured by Parker, she was subjected to unimaginable torture. But Cynthia fought back. After 3 days in hell, she seized an opportunity, managing to unlock her restraints and escape, running naked to a nearby house for help. Her bravery was instrumental in bringing Parker to justice.
Cynthia started playing her game of survival by studying her surroundings.
When they would take me from one room to another or take me to a different spot, I'd see the rules in it. But one of them was don't trust a chained captive.
She knew the only way she would walk out alive was to escape. After 3 days of torture, she got her chance.
And I realized she had left the keys on the coffee table.
Cindy Hendy got a phone call and would make two crucial mistakes. First, she left Cynthia alone.
She got really excited. She went to the back.
Second, she left keys to that padlock in plain sight.
I put my feet up and I got under the fence and I pulled the table towards me. And then I went and I got the keys.
Cynthia was on the second key when Cindy runs back in.
She got that lamp and she started beating me with it. the lock came loose and I pulled it. I picked up the phone in the ice pick and I dialed 911 and I stabbed her. When she grabbed her head, as I just jumped, I dropped the phone and I jumped from the bed to the living room floor and just bolted out the door.
For the first time in days, Cynthia is outside and free. Her first thought, run.
Angelica Montano's harrowing ordeal. She, too, showed bravery. After surviving Parker's torture, she was released, but lived in constant fear. Her testimony provided crucial evidence that helped the authorities piece together Parker's heinous crimes. These women's courage in the face of pure evil is a testament to the human spirit's resilience. The investigation that led to Parker's arrest was a meticulous process. Law enforcement uncovered a trove of evidence in the toy box, including videotapes, journals, and torture devices. Parker was arrested in 1999, thanks largely to the testimonies of Vigil and Montano. The trial was a media sensation. Parker was charged with numerous counts of kidnapping, sexual assault, and torture. Despite his defense's attempts to discredit the survivors, the evidence was overwhelming. He was convicted and sentenced to 224 years in prison. David Ray Parker's reign of terror ended in 2002, when he died of a heart attack while awaiting trial for additional charges. His death brought some closure to the victims and their families, but the scars he left behind will never fully heal. The legacy of David Ray Parker is a grim reminder of the darkness that can lurk within seemingly ordinary people. His crimes have a lasting impact on his victims, their family, and the community. The bravery of survivors like Cynthia Vigil and Angelica Montano highlights the importance of their stories in seeking justice and preventing future atrocity. David Parker Ray, the Toy Box Killer, will forever be remembered as one of the most sadistic criminals in history. His story is a chilling reminder of the depths of the human depravity. If you found this video compelling, we invite you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. We'd want to hear from you. As always, I'm your host, Duncan, with the reminder that once you enter the dark, you may never be the same.